Hi guys, Whitney from WSS EQUESTRIAN. Welcome to vlog number 6 of my Thoroughbred Spring Fair Show 2020 vlog. So this is episode number 6, cleaning my horse float. So because this year's been a bit of a dud year, COVID-19 and all, unfortunately, rest in peace all those souls that passed away from it. Yeah, it's just crippled everyone this year, unfortunately. So the last show I went to was in March at the Blaney show. Yeah, so it was a lovely little show, and it was raining that day, and so it was just, we got to the show, showed as soon as we could. We got out of there because the rain started to come in, so we just chucked everything in the float, and I haven't done anything with my float. But once I went and picked up alpacas for my friend Lisa. She's like, oh, I've got some alpacas, can we use your float to pick it up? And I was like, sure. I've never done anything with alpacas before, so that was exciting. That was a fun adventure and a half. So yeah, that was the last time I used it a couple of weeks ago, and that's that. And hay, I went and picked up around bale of hay twice, I think, with it. But everything's just been crammed up in the kitchenette part up the front. So yeah, this is the abomination I've got to go through. I've got to sort this out before we need to use it to head to Thoroughbred Spring Fair in Hawkesbury near Sydney. So let's quickly do a quick run through on my float. So this float is almost around 30 years old. Can't remember exact, but it's 30 odd years old. Australian made, handmade. So I found this advertised on Facebook for 12 grand, I'll be honest. Secondhand, 12 grand on a buy sell swap page. I'm still friends with the lovely lady I brought it off on Facebook all these years later. She's a really lovely lady. She had beautiful Frisians. So her mum was selling it, I think, because they got a gooseneck. So this is a 3-bay horse float with a shower. So the camera tripod is right now standing on the shower. The rug rack. So we've got the cupboards, lots of cupboard space. It's the main thing when it comes to showing horses. When I was picking my horse float, I needed cupboard space. Didn't worry about the shower, I just needed cupboard space. And I just wanted a 3-bay horse float. And then somewhere to store my saddle. So this is the saddle rack just here behind me. There's nothing to swing out. This float doesn't have a swing out tack box because they weren't really around back then. So, and then it's got the fridge and the sink and the cupboards up the front. So, and then the clothes hanging cupboard. So that's the front of it. I'll show you as we clean through, you'll see it. So this is my dream float. I absolutely love it to bits, even though it's old and falling apart. I've got to give it a facelift and renovate it, pull everything off. I'm really excited. I don't know when I'll be able to do this. Obviously financially, when I can financially, that's when I can do this. I will pull, well, my beautiful boyfriend, he will pull everything apart and I will be the trade assistant, helpful where I can be, and just slowly put it back together, depending finance wise, and go from there. But Dad, my beautiful dad, for my 21st, that was my birthday present, put the back door on the top of the float, the fold out, to make it 100% lockable. It come with the sheeted metal, but they just hadn't gotten around to doing it, the people I brought it off. So yeah, very exciting float find for me. So this float, I literally, I got a job at a jewelry store in Far North Queensland. I was in that job for 2 weeks, and like as soon as I wanted this float, but I just happened to see it. Leading up to the 2015 shows, or 2015 shows, I wanted a float because Mum's beautiful old Caracar. It's very hard going to show 2 thoroughbreds with, storage wise, like needing all your gear and whatnot. Yeah, so that's what we used to travel around in. Great float. Mum's got her own stories with that. Like, we've all got awesome stories with that float. Things falling apart and going places and whatnot. That's the story. And Mum reckons she's gonna write a book about it. I hope she does. It'll be a good read. So yeah, I was trying to buy an Imperial horse float, a brand new one, but the bank knocked me back for a $25,000 loan. Understandable, I can understand that. 2 weeks into my first full-time job. But then the day they knocked me back, I was sitting in the bank waiting on my lunch break, and I was just scrolling through Facebook, and honestly, it was like the gods just handed it and put it in my lap. I saw this ad for this float. I messaged them straight away and I said, I'm coming down from the Atherton Tablelands. I'm coming down to Townsville and I'll view it on the weekend. So I went down. I got up at like 4 in the morning or something. Yeah, 4 in the morning, and drove down to be there at 8 o'clock Saturday morning to view it, looked it over. And yeah, so I said then and there, I was like, yep, I'll buy it, just give me a couple of days to sort it out with the bank. Then I went back to CommBank, and my beautiful mum, thank you very much mum and dad for trusting me at the time for going guarantor. They went guarantor for me to get the loan to get this. And yeah, bada bing, bada boom, done. It was sorted, got the loan, got approved, and then my beautiful dad, thank you very much dad, he drove down and picked it up with mum's Hilux and then brought it back up for me. And then 2015 got to go to shows in it. Ever since, it's been my show float, so, and my float altogether to go anywhere, do anything with. So very exciting. And yeah, that was that. And then over the time, done little bits here and there, like dad putting the back door on for me before I moved down from Dimbula, far north Queensland, down to Orange, New South Wales. So that's done, and now it's completely lockable. I can lock everything up and walk away from it at a show sort of thing, or when I'm at the horse adjustment centre, lock it up so no one tries to break in and take anything. Yeah, and then a few years later, my auntie Sharon, we were going, I think we were going to the international titles in Canberra 2019. I think that's when we joined the dots. No, a bit earlier. Must have been 2017, the last year I did the show runs up in North Queensland. And my auntie, she joined the dots with another family member who was doing a hairdresser. I think it was my dad's cousin's daughter. They must have been talking about my float, and Auntie Sharon was like, oh yeah, this is Whitney's float, and that relation was like, oh, that's our dad's old float. Like, we used to travel around in that to horse shows. So ironically, so funny, what a small world, this is my dad's cousin's old float. And I can vividly remember it one year at the Malanda Malanda Horse and Pony Club, the zone champion the end of year zone gymkhana, and I can remember it from afar. Most important memory I remember, the most clear memory I have, is my dad's cousin, my second cousin, who's the same age as dad. He come up to dad and grabbed him on the ass at gymkhana, and I'd never seen him before, and I was like, what the hell's going on here? And anyways, they were just mucking about, being joking older kids. But yeah, that's the story there with this. Fast forward to now, so what, I've had it 5 years? Yeah, 5 years I've had it now. So I had it paid off by the end of last year, so it was super exciting. So it's now 100% all mine, not the bank's. So that's super exciting. I'm really proud to say I never missed a payment. I never stuffed the bank around. In everything, like moving interstate and jobs and whatnot, I always, it was my priority with my bank loan, because they take this stuff very seriously, and I don't want bad marks against my name and all that jazz. So if you're ever going to go get a horse float, make sure, you understand the seriousness of it all, money-wise and whatnot. So yeah, that's my little briefing there. But yeah, so now we're here. So the worst thing that I've had go wrong with this horse float was, thank God, after travelling to like 20 ag shows around central west New South Wales, like Tullum or Bujerabong and all that, mostly on my own, Rydal, Blaney and all those things, Trunky Creek, Neville Show. I was really lucky that my mum and my auntie, they flew down to come to the ANSA, Australian National Saddle Horse Association champion titles, in 2018, and they drove with me, and we were just coming into Cowra, and the U-Bolt went, and luckily my mum was driving, and I can remember like 5 minutes before, and I was like, Mum, come on, like, drive the speed limit, what are you doing? I know it was dark and raining, so looking back now, like, very thankful that my mum is old and wise. I'm not old, but she's wise. So yeah, the U-Bolt went, and mum handled it beautifully. We got off the side of the road, and yeah, the U-Bolt went, and we had Teddy and a little pony, and it was in the dark, and it was just like, oh God. So I didn't have anything to get it up so we could jack it up. In future, I will buy a jack. I haven't got around to that yet, but I've still got my trusty rock. So we looked around this big boulder of rock. I'll show you, it's outside in the grass. That bad boy don't go nowhere but with me, because but I really need to buy a jack actually, instead of hauling a rock around. There was used the rock got the wheel up and we just ratchet strapped it together and then limped into Cowra, camped at the sale yards, and then waited for the next day for the shops to open. We got new U-bolts in, bada boom, bada bing, bada boom, we're on our way. That's the worst thing that's ever happened to me with this float. Touch wood, I'm really, really, really lucky. No accidents, no horse issues, like, been really lucky in that sense. Touch wood. Please, universe, I don't need any of that bad juju. So yeah, that's the story of my float. I'm just really excited to one day get the finances to be able to give it a facelift and renew it all, because the rust is coming through and all that jazz. But it's done really good for 30 years old. And outside the paint, like when you see like shots of me painting past the outside of it. Oh my god, and like the little filigree, that's all hand painted by someone in Brisbane way back when, like 30 years ago. It's really cool. It's not just stickers, it's hand painted. It's beautiful. And that's the one part I'm really sad when we renovate it and take all the steel off and put new stuff on. Yeah, I'm going to be sad to lose that, but I guess I'll probably keep the sheets just for keepsakes. But yeah, so that's the story here, guys, on my float. So let's jump on in and get it cleaned, because we've got places to be. Alright guys, yeah, let's jump into this. But quickly, if you like this video, please give us a big thumbs up. Please subscribe to our channel, because every subscriber helps, just like any YouTuber. Yeah, thank you guys, thank you for your time, and I hope you like the rest of this video. Alright, let's get into this. So, where do you start? Not much to do. Suppose I'll move everything this way and then sort through it all. It is drizzly a bit outside. We're meant to get a storm this afternoon, so that'll be good rain-wise. But yeah, so I'm going to have to film everything inside the float today. It's going to be a bit harder. I was going to just chuck everything out in the grass and sort it out there, but it's raining, so gotta do what you gotta do. Alright, let's jump into this. Alright, so I've just cleaned in here. I think I'll take all those ribbons down before I start dusting and wiping everything down. It's a bit of a water rot, but that's been there for years, that one. But lots of cobwebs because I accidentally left the air vents up the other day. So, what's that bit? We'll open that tack box up afterwards, but I accidentally broke the clip off that, so I need to go to Bunnings and get a new clip for that. I'll have to sort through all that stuff before I start in there. But yeah, and then in here, well, I didn't think it was too bad, but typical, chuck everything in, but everything has its place. So that's there. Oh, and that's the hot water system for the hot showers and hot water in the sink. So there's that. It keeps it shut. So my wardrobe's pretty clean. I've got to remind myself to take you back with me so I can wash you. So there's some of my jackets. Poor little Ruby's tail, rest in peace Ruby. Miss Heads' tail, rest in peace Miss Heads. Anyway, sentimental. So, helmets, clothing, bed sheet, other stuff. Yeah, not the most exciting, but still pretty exciting for me. So that's a finishing touch brow band that I have. That's a placemat that I brought from, well, Mum brought for me from Woolworths, not Woolworths, Big W, because they sold out of them here in my local Big W. She brought that for me to make my Canberra Royal Fashion Field outfit hat with, and then that was our ribbon that we won. Woo! 5th place. Bit of electrolytes, my old, oh, there's my old cap. I used to wear that everywhere. I've had that for years and years, this brow band, but I've never had the chance to wear it, so it's just sat here looking pretty. And then this is an old, oh, there's a new hat. I'll wear that now. An old helmet I got for like $20 from the Bathurst tack box. So I thought that was a pretty cool find. What is it? Premier traditional riding hat. Very cool. What a cool indeed. Put that for with Shrek, but chuck you there. Some old show breeches. But yeah, that is my cupboard. And then up here, what did I cram in here the other day? Oh yeah, I crammed the rugs. Those woolly rugs. They're in there. There's a couple of hats. And then normally my boots and all that will go down there. Oh, check this out. So I was on, Teddy and I, on the own show. What year was that? Last year. On their show program. An oldie. Yeah. Some shoes Teddy's pulled off over the years. That's off my chair. Yeah. So, close that back up. All this, like, I need to give it a good sweep. It's all dirty. All dirty. Dusty and hay. And then on top of here, I really need to give this all a dust and a wipe out. So, because that's all dirty. And then if you want to see, this is my fridge. I'll leave it empty because I cannot stand the thought of rotten food in there. Absolutely empty. Latch that bad boy back up. Alright, I've got an old rag. I'll use that, an old towel. But just quickly whip these down. Bridal show 2020. Ralston Candle Show 2020. One's a bit sun affected. A couple of ribbons from Blaney, candles and all that. Safala Champion Ridden Hack. Safala Show Champion Led Exhibit over 15 hounds. So they say it's good luck to hang your ribbons, your winning ribbons, in your horse on the front of it for the year. So you'd only hang your 2020 wins. All the other years I've got down in here in bags. It goes, like, I just got bags for each year. So Blaney Show 2018. So no, Burberry Show. That is from 2019, so that's 2019 bag, 2018 and all the other years in there as well. But if you understand what I'm putting down, you only, for good luck, like for anyone that's superstitious. That's the general saying of it. So yes, and then that snapped off, or something tore, so I had to trim it and then fold it back over, and I put a little bit of ribbon to make it a little bit neat and tidy. Alright, so move me ribbons out of the way now in the cupboard. I'll get you in a second order, so I'm just going to wipe everything off. Alright, off to the next job. And now here comes my trusty boyfriend, my beautiful boyfriend Daniel. He's going to do a quick maintenance check over it because he's very mechanical wise, knowledgey. He's very full of knowledge mechanical wise, so he's going to check over the float, make sure there's nothing wrong with it, touch wood, and make sure that if anything needs replacing or changing or whatever. So, and he's just going to re-oil everything, all those grease nipples and whatnot. So very lucky, really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Daniel. So yeah, a bit puffed. It's working me out in half doing all this cleaning. It's weird when you sit there and do nothing for months. Alright, so let me keep dusting. Oh, there he is. Oh, there he is. He's such a happy chappy. That's his show pony too. Mine's black, his red. Alright, back to cleaning. Quickly get this done before he needs it.
Alright, so now I've got the inside cleaned, like the kitchenetti and all that. Now I'm just gonna pull all this out, sort through it, see what I need to do with what I'll keep here and what I'll take home and put in the shed. So let's jump into this. Alright, now we're done and off to wash the float on the outside. Alright, there we have it. It is now all had its check over. My wonderful partner, he checked the lights, checked the brakes, and went for a couple of test laps around here. Testing the brakes to make sure it's all working fine and everything seems to be in order, so that's woohoo, good to go. So now I'm just going to give it a good scrub, that was close, on the outside, give it a bit of a clean, because you know you want to present yourself nicely when you step out into the world. That's what I like to do. Alright, so let's jump on into this and get this clean. there we go guys, my horse float is now done. It is clean on the inside and sorted out, and it's clean on the outside now, ready to go for the show next weekend. So a couple of quick tips when it comes to showing in your horse float. I highly recommend, if you're not already in the habit, clean your horse float, like pick out the shit and hose it out instantly, like after you've finished coming home from the show, or when you get to the show, pick up the shit as well. But when you get home, clean out the float instantly and hose it out, because then you help preserve that floor, you help keep the float neat and tidy, and just live like a clean person. Don't live like a grub. You want to be professional, so it's not very professional if you leave the shit in the float. So to be really strict on yourself and have that be proud of your presentation to the world. So clean out the shit on the inside of your float, because then you don't have that big of a job when you need to go use it next to have to muck about cleaning it. Yeah, and then also, like, if you can, store it under a shed. Where I have my horses adjusted, I can't, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Until I buy my own farm eventually one day, then I would shed it. But if you can shed it or put a cover over the top of it, do that if you can. But definitely get professional advice and have it looked over regularly. Maintenance, keep up maintenance, all that jazz, just so you don't run into trouble and you're all good trying to travel and get to and from to shows or moving horses about. Yeah guys, that's my quick little chit chat about horse float and management. Yeah, and keep on top of your rego is a big important thing. Keep on top of that. I was not organised in that mid last year, so let that lapse. But anyways, you live and you learn. Touch wood, nothing happened, thank God. Yeah, and then insurance, have your horse float insured. If you don't know about that, it's something you've got to get onto seriously, because that's really important. My horse float is insured by Elders. Thank you very much, Elders. They do a great deal. Not that I've ever had to claim anything, touch wood, with them, but they I'm happy with the customer service I get from them and what they offer for me and my horse float. There we go guys, that's it. This is it for vlog number 5 of my Thoroughbred Spring Fair 2020 show with WSS EQUESTRIAN, me, Whitney. So my float is now ready to go. It is clean on the outside and clean on the inside, so all I have to do is this week pack it. So I've got to go home, pack my clothing, my show clothing, pack in the horse show saddlery, any snacks and food and that jazz that I want to take with us, bedding and all that later, but we'll leave that for Saturday to do, day before the show, before we head down. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Hope you like this video. Please give us a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you'll stay up to date with all my show horse related topics. Good luck with all your horse riding adventures. I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Oh yeah, just quickly, for anyone watching and wondering what I'm wearing right now, this is my Emu Sportswear t-shirt that I had designed. It has Whitney, was it Team Whitney and Teddy on the front and on the back. So these t-shirts we made earlier this year. Originally they were going to say Sydney Royal, Team Whitney and Teddy, Sydney Royal 2020, because it's a big achievement for us, little old nobodies, getting to a Sydney Royal, but it got cancelled because of COVID again, so third time lucky maybe, but we'll see what happens, see what the decision's made in the next few months, whether or not that goes ahead. But back to this, so Emu Sportswear, these guys made these t-shirts for us. This is Teddy, my black show horse. This is his racing colours, so it's very special and sentimental. So this is his jockey silks, the Atkinson Racing Racing family. They raced Teddy in these silks. Their silks. Yeah, the family owned him and raced him, so this is their silks. So it's very special, this t-shirt, and I just happened to put it on today. And yeah, so this is what I'm wearing, if you've ever wondered. And if you've gotten off the track thoroughbred and this has caught your eye and given you an idea, if you can find, you know what their jockey silks were, you could have this made too. Emu Sportswear, they do a lot of this, like they do many other t-shirts, like soccer and all that jazz, but they can replicate jockey silks onto t-shirts. So it's pretty cool, very expensive, very sentimental to have and to wear about. So yeah, there's a bit, I think there was like 10 or 20 of us actually that have these t-shirts, so very special. Alright, that's all I've got to say. I'll let you go now. Bye!